What is up, guys? Delboy here. So, Kubrat Pulev defeats Bogdan Dinu by a 7th round TKO in a surprisingly entertaining fight. When this fight was made, I'll be honest, I was a bit disappointed. I didn't really care for it, and yeah, I paid it no mind, but to be fair, the fight actually panned out rather well, and it was very entertaining. Bogdan Dinu in the first few rounds actually came to fight, to be fair. In the first couple of rounds, Bogdan Dinu was trying to stick and move. He was using a quick jab, and essentially he was trying to outbox Kubrat Pulev. Also, I noticed Bogdan Dinu targeting the body. In the first couple of rounds, Bogdan Dinu got away a few good body shots, which was interesting. So the first couple of rounds were really competitive in my opinion. I felt Pulev steadied the ship in round 3. You know, that booming jab, he was looking for that right hand and he was being fairly aggressive. Round 4 though was very interesting. Bogdan Dinu lands a lovely right hand on Kubrat Pulev, and it causes a terrible cut on Pulev, and it was one of those cuts where as soon as the punch landed, blood started to spurt out straight away, and Dinu saw that and he tried to jump on Pulev and get him out of there. You know, he landed several shots to head and body, but Pulev stayed strong and he made it through the round. He never looked buzzed, but you could tell the blood and the shock of a cut kind of affected him. But Pulev got through the round, he got back to his corner, and, you know, the corner done a very good job on that cut, because the cut was, it wasn't like a regular cut, it was almost shaped in like a Y. You know, really bad cut, but yeah, the corner did as good a job as they could with the cut. And after 4 rounds, this fight was looking very competitive, because you can argue Dinu won the first round, and you can argue he won the 4th round. In fact, he definitely won the 4th. So after 4 rounds, this fight was looking very competitive, and Pulev had a bad injury. But to Pulev's credit, he comes out in round 5 and he is very aggressive on the front foot with that powerful jab. He's looking for that right hand, and round 5 was a really good response by Kubrat Pulev. He bossed the round, and Bogdan Dinu kind of went into his shell, to be quite honest. Maybe Bogdan Dinu may have punched himself out in the previous round, trying to get Pulev out of there. But yeah, in round 5, I was really impressed with Pulev's response. You know, he proved he has mettle, he proved he has a lot of heart. And yeah, round 5, clear Pulev round. Round 6, more of the same. Pulev on the front foot with that jab, with that right hand. Also, in round 6, it was either round 5 or round 6, I noticed Pulev actually go to the body of Bogdan Dinu. And if you've seen Pulev throughout his career, Pulev has never been a body puncher. But in round 5 or 6, Pulev actually landed a couple of good right hands to the body. And that was a new look for Pulev, and I liked it. But yeah, round 6 was more of the same. Pulev dominated. And round 7 was where it ended. There was 3 knockdowns in round 7. The first was a bit controversial. Pulev manoeuvres Bogdan Dinu into the corner and he lets his hands go. Lets go a series of right hands, and Bogdan Dinu kind of hits the floor on his knees, and Pulev then lands a shot when Dinu is down on the back of the head. It was a bit reckless from Pulev, but I'm not sure whether it was deliberate, to be quite honest. Nevertheless, the referee, he ruled it a knockdown, but he also took a point from Pulev. I felt that was quite good refereeing. He gave Bogdan Dinu time to recover, and the fight resumed. And yeah, at that point you could tell Bogdan Dinu really had no fire left in his belly, and Kubrat Pulev, it was just a matter of time before he stopped Bogdan Dinu. After the first knockdown, Pulev resumed the pressure. He landed a good chopping right hand, which dropped Bogdan Dinu, or should I say Bogdan Dinu kind of voluntarily found the canvas. But yeah, Bogdan Dinu, he beats the count again, and Pulev lands another right hand, and again Bogdan Dinu finds the canvas. in round 7, it's got to be said, Bogdan Dinu looked like he was looking for a way out, to be honest. And yeah, after the third knockdown, the referee waved it off, and I think that was the correct decision. I don't think Bogdan Dinu was badly hurt, he just didn't want to be there anymore. And it's frustrating because in the first couple of rounds, or in the first 4 rounds, it's clear Bogdan Dinu has some sort of ability. I'm not saying he'd be a world champion, I don't even think he would be a top 10 contender, but he's got the ability to be a lot higher than where he is now. But, you know, he just doesn't seem to have that fire in his belly, and yeah, he doesn't seem to be about it, to be quite honest. I mean, I've been aware of Bogdan Dinu for years, and, you know, he stayed in obscurity, fighting low-level journeymen, and not really being active. As I say, I've been aware of him for years, but yeah, there's obviously a reason he didn't want to step up, and maybe it's a lack of belief, maybe it's a lack of desire to go far in the sport, maybe this is just a secondary income for him, but there is some ability there, and maybe if he took boxing a bit more seriously, he could have gone a bit further. But yeah, Bogdan Dinu's career now is in no man's land, and realistically he's only going to be used as an opponent for up-and-coming fighters. Maybe Bogdan Dinu would be a good fight for the likes of Daniel Dubois or Nathan Gorman, just throwing that out there. But yeah, as for Kubrat Pulev, you know, he got the job done, he got the stoppage victory. This was his US debut, and it was fairly exciting, so I'm sure that's good for his profile. But the performance itself was a mixed bag. Early on in the fight, I wasn't really that impressed with Pulev, but as soon as he faced adversity, I actually was really impressed with Pulev. He was a lot more aggressive, he was a lot more active with his jab and right hand, and yeah, he really had the fire in his belly as soon as he got that cut. And Pulev's performance when he got cut was more reminiscent of the old Kubrat Pulev, before he lost to Vladimir Klitschko. To me, Pulev hasn't quite looked right since that Klitschko defeat. He's never looked the same. But after he got cut against Dinu, he was kind of fighting like the old Pulev, and that was interesting to me. But yeah, he got the job done. He got the stoppage victory. It was a really entertaining fight, and he moves on to the next chapter in his career. And, you know, he's IBF mandatory for Anthony Joshua, so he has that option. But Pulev has been talking about a fight with Oscar Rivas. Now, Oscar Rivas is obviously with Top Rank, so the fight itself is very makeable. Oscar Rivas beat Kubrat Pulev in the 2008 Olympics, so there's history there. Pulev has said he wants to avenge that defeat. I'm all for that fight. I really like that fight, in fact. Oscar Rivas is a shorter heavyweight with punching power. He's explosive early on, and Pulev is a really good boxer behind his jab. I like Rivas versus Pulev. That's the fight I want to see next from both of these guys. But yeah, good fight between Pulev and Bogdan Dinu. It certainly surprised me, but the result didn't. And yeah, I enjoyed it. Share your thoughts below. Tell me what you guys think. Peace.